Oh, awesome. Hey.
Oh my goodness. When you're the cameraman, the lighting, the audio, and the host, hostess, all of it all in one, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Thursday BnB Live.
Yes.
And
Welcome.
if you are listening after the fact, thank you so much for listening. Appreciate you being here and following along with our journey of baskets and beads and getting things set up. And I don't have my glasses on, but I see somebody's on Instagram, I think.
It looks like we have James Stevenson over here on Instagram. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. So as you notice, every week things seem to change around here.
They keep changing.
Yeah, they keep changing.
They keep changing.
We have a couch.
Yes. Keep talking because I'm going to fix the angle of this camera while you keep talking. Go ahead.
Fixing the angle. See, we are the camera people, the lighting people. I have a really high-end camera, but I can't get it. I'm having problems getting it connected right, and that'll probably work out next week. It was almost working out this week, but we decided after we've done a few in the director's chairs and with everything we're doing, we
Lighting, all of it.
yeah, lighting and everything, we decided to get a couch.
Yes, this is way more comfortable.
Yes,
I like it, and it's going to work really well with the space here. And
yeah, we'll be able to put product here.
Yes.
And then if you are somebody who's going to be interviewed in studio, you can come and be interviewed here on the couch.
Yes.
And in the studio. So this is our studio / showroom. This is the studio portion of the showroom.
Hi everybody joining in on Instagram right now.
Yeah.
You're just joining us live. Aldana is just kind of giving a little introduction to our new segment today. She's announcing the new couch that has just arrived here, right?
Yes, it arrived. Oh, that was interesting. So it was on its way here Tuesday, and then I got called away to a meeting. And then it came Wednesday, and Wednesday it was raining. And the guy brings it in this box. It was like, it seemed kind of like a small box for a couch, but it ended up being one that you had to put together some things, and it wasn't that difficult to put together. So we have a nice couch here in the studio.
And you ended up putting it together by yourself anyways.
I know. I was having problems yesterday. I said, oh, this takes two people. And I came in early today, and I thought, I used my military ingenuity.
Yes.
And voila, it's together. So you'll be able to see this. As a matter of fact, if you are local, mark your calendars.
Mark your calendars.
April 16th.
Yep.
2 to 6 p.m. is our grand opening to show everybody the showroom, the studio, the warehouse. We're working on getting that. Everything's pretty much together, but we're working on doing some tweaking, some finish. This was one of the tweaks we wanted to do.
Well, and the date's going to be here before you know it. So definitely mark your calendars. Yes.
Yeah, mark your calendars. If you're local, April 16th. From 2 to 6 here in Santa Ana. I'm going to post an event on Facebook. You'll see it posted on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and also it'll be in the newsletter as well. So I've already put it in the newsletter, and I've sent a text out to a few people, and I put it in the Facebook group. But this week it's going to start showing up more, so you'll know. And then there'll be an event where you can actually see. The address is 2265 South Ritchie in Santa Ana, and it will be from 2 to 6. It's a Sunday, so it's a Sunday after church. So anybody who goes to church, you can go and then still come. We'll have some snacks, light snacks and things, and you'll get to see the space. I'll share a little bit about the products. You can ask questions if you're interested in the trip, which we'll talk about in a minute. You can get your questions answered in person. Would be great to see you. I'm excited for this space. I have some things planned this week. I made a commitment to, I'm in Bunker Labs, which is a veteran entrepreneur program. And I made a commitment to my group that I was going to send forth my products to a major retailer before the next meeting, which is Wednesday. And
tick tock.
I know I have it all. I wanted to add a couple more products, but if I don't get those added, I'm going to send it as it is. And one of the reasons we moved in here. So this is our studio. The showroom is here. Behind this wall is a big, good sized warehouse, and we set up a proper shipping area, like I've mentioned before. So this is something that has moved along, and we are ready to show anybody who's local, and we'll do some live as well.
Yeah, no, this is a really fantastic space for baskets and beads to be in. It's the perfect size with everything that you need to showcase here for sure. Everything was leading you and directing you to make a move like this, Aldana. And so I'm really proud of you for taking that step and doing this. You know, the move happened pretty fast, pretty quickly. I think, you know, we were able to really kind of just get in here and get things dialed in. As a matter of fact, we had shared before in a previous segment about how you had just moved in and then immediately a wholesale order came in, and we were able to bring those wholesalers here to the showroom, and they took their time looking around and sorting through things and looking at the setup already, and were able to place an order and take an order to their space. And the good news is that even that product moved pretty quickly. And so they'll be coming back to place another order. And so for those of you who are ready to purchase wholesale, you need to come down here to the Baskets and Beads showroom and take a look at the product and place an order. And yeah, the goods are moving. Everything's moving.
Yeah.
Things are moving fast. You're moving pretty quick too, because you know, I know you're going to get into that a little bit later, but you got a trip coming up. So that means there's a fundraiser going on right now, right? And you're doing that. So I don't mean to move you along here, but we did talk about the studio already. We talked about the grand opening. So I think this is a perfect timing to kind of mention there's a fundraiser.
Right. And before I get into the fundraiser, if we do this live every Thursday, 5:30 Pacific, if you are local, you're welcome to come be part of the studio audience.
Nice. So we need people to laugh. We need clappers.
Yeah, clappers.
Yeah, you know, so definitely, yeah, you can kind of see what the setup looks like here. And you know, these are the beginnings of Baskets and Beads, which eventually will grow and develop into bigger things as well. But you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And so you're just doing it.
Yeah,
you're starting. You're going for it.
And we have to set the date. I believe it's going to be before I go to Kenya. So I'm going to Kenya. I've already booked the flight. I'm leaving the 24th of May. And thank you. I booked the flight.
That's good. Last week you didn't. You had not booked the flight.
I saved a lot of money off of last year's amount that I paid, which was significant. But so we're going to have a painting class and painting a Kenya scene
That's
with
cool.
like a sunset and a tree that grows in Kenya and other parts of Africa. And our friend Gina is going to be teaching
awesome.
that.
She's a great artist too.
Oh, she is. She's an amazing artist. She's already, I don't have it. She's already painted. I said, a tree like this. And she took it and she painted it, and it's beautiful.
And Gina's an artist in many ways. She's also a professional makeup artist.
Yeah.
Obviously, she does incredible on when it comes to painting on canvas and drawing. Her daughter's extremely artistic too. Her daughter's a tattoo artist. So
yeah.
I mean, it definitely is in the family blood for sure. There's a lot of creativity going on there. So it's going to be wonderful to have her here in the space.
Yeah, and so we're seeing if we can get her in for one of the interview segments to talk about the class ahead of the class. We have to still schedule the class, so keep watching the newsletter and social media for that, and we'll be talking about it on here. And so I've talked to her about coming and doing a segment and showing the painting that everybody will be making, and it'll be right here in the studio area. So
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So if the weather's a little nicer, we might do it in the warehouse and flip up the doors.
The roll-up door,
so yeah, because it's a nice. And then depending on what time of day it is, we may get the aroma of whatever bakery is around here that we have to investigate.
Yeah, we got some sweet smells that come out. It's more towards the evening time though, huh? Isn't it? Like in the evening, I don't know, maybe they do their baking in the evening or overnight for the next day or something, but it smells amazing around here. So that's not a bad thing.
And I did look it up, and there is some type of bakery. I think it's 0.2 miles or something.
Oh, that explains why we get the smell.
It's very close. I have to find out where it is and go investigate and do a little kind of live from there. I'm hoping that they have some kind of little showroom or place where you can go in
And
get,
buy.
Yeah.
And buy direct from them too, right?
Yeah, because
There you
it's
go.
just too much.
Support your local businesses.
Yeah, support your local. You just
follow
follow the scent. But yeah, so that's coming up, and next month is going to start the interview portion of the series, and then we're still working on testing how it's going to work with the interview, then the live shopping. We're not offering any products today because there's a lot of stuff to talk about. But we do have some pillows here.
The pillows, very beautiful pillows. We got all kinds of pillows around
we do.
The showroom here. But yeah, definitely. I gotta say, as we're sitting here on this new couch, this feels really comfortable. I like this setup a lot better.
Yeah.
It just, just feels so cozy.
Right. It feels like a little talk show kind of thing.
Now we just got to get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee in our hand and we'll be good to go. So
yeah.
We're hanging
cup
out
of Kenya tea.
Yeah. There you go. So,
yeah.
But good stuff. So
chocolate.
Oh, that sounds good. So you have your ticket, you're ready to go. That's already taken care of. And wow, okay, so it's really happening.
Yeah.
You're going again.
Yeah, I'm going again. And so I'm going early. There are some people who are still asking about going on the trip. If you're interested in going and you want to talk to me about that, send me a message, send me a private message on here, or email me at eldana@basketsandbeadskenya.com. You can message me on Instagram. You can message me on Facebook. You can message me on LinkedIn, and we'll set up a call and I'll answer your questions. I've had some email conversations going back and forth. There is one group who is going to join us next year because they want to bring a group. So
nice.
It was not, by the time we got to talking about it, there wasn't enough time for them to get their thing together, but we are going to plan that for next year. But if any of you want to come along this year, we have some great things going on. I showed on Swahili Sunday, this past Sunday, I showed a video and some photos of the farm. The cabbage is growing. It is very close to being harvested. We've already sent the funds for growing the onions, and then after that we're going to be doing potatoes, I think.
How exciting.
I know. And if you haven't seen it, you can go back and look at Swahili Sunday from this past Sunday. I did also share some pretty deep stuff because I had gone through my journals.
Oh, your journal. That's right.
That was a trip. That was a trip. But I shared a lot about that. But I also, at the beginning of it, showed a video and some photos of the most recent photos that Pastor Hezron up there sent me of the farm.
Oh, wow.
And that's exciting. So fundraiser, let me talk a little bit about the fundraiser. So back to the trip. If you're interested in going on the trip, the trip for people to go, I'm going early because I have things to do in preparation for what we're going to be doing when our normal run of things. We're going to start making dresses and maybe skirts. We might just start with the dresses and then move on to the skirts. But I wear this long dress every time I exhibit, and so many people have wanted those dresses.
Yes.
So we're going to make some and see how they sell.
Yes.
And so we have to go. And then I need to fill in some aprons too, because there have been some aprons. I still have quite a few of some of the colors, but some of the colors have sold out. So I need to fill in a few more aprons. I probably won't get any pillows this time because I think we have enough, and dog bandanas. We have enough of those.
Pretty good with that right now.
So we're going to be making dresses and see how that goes, and a few aprons. So I'm going there in advance, but if you're going on the trip, it's the 28th through the 8th of June. And we're going to be doing a lot of wonderful things, visiting with the ladies' baskets and beads, learning how to roll paper beads, connecting with the ladies, singing and dancing with them, breaking bread with them, going up to Mount Elgon and having another women's conference up there with the women of Mount Elgon. Now we had over 200.
I have to stop you for a second and tell you, it's incredible how much Baskets and Beads has grown. Earlier today, I was on a live segment talking about your trip, talking about the space here, talking about the studio, talking about the showroom, talking about the grand opening, all of that great stuff. And it's just so incredible how much Baskets and Beads has grown from you simply going on the first trip, coming back with the luggage full of paper beads, which are right there right now, and looking at now all of the different pieces, like the inventory that you have now, and the lives that have been touched because of it. I mean, you're talking about you're doing a conference now. And I mean, you started out with how many women there? Five. And now you're beyond just like the women have grown and then you've moved on to other like regions and like in groups of people, right?
Yes.
And even some men.
Yes. So the ladies in Kipsongo, which are the OG baskets and beads,
the OGs of baskets of BnB,
the OGs, and they went from 5 to 30, and so that's that group. And then we started, and I've still not been able to go visit. I met the guy who runs the soapstone business, and he's very anxious for another order, and I'm know he is, and I'm working on it. So if you're listening, I'm getting to it before I come there.
And sure. You've got a lot going on, so it's pace yourself. I know you're only one person, so.
Right? Yeah. So anyway, I have to follow up with some of my wholesalers that buy the soapstone. Plus, I'm going to the Fair Trade Federation conference the end of the month to set up a wholesale booth. Mm-hmm. So I may get more wholesale orders there as well. But the soapstone guy reached out to me on the Baskets and Beads page, and I was on my way to Kenya, and I decided to try some of the soapstone product, and it's really well made. It's beautiful quality. So we're working with that group, and that's about 30 to 40 men and women that do that. So,
and that's just the soapstone by itself,
right?
Wow, that's a lot.
And like the really big bowls, I have a video of them using a machete to cut it. It's very interesting.
You guys, those big soapstone bowls, you can put a huge bowl of menudo in there, or like pozole, or ramen. Those things are
pho.
Yeah, you could put it's a huge bowl. It's
big bowl, like a whole thing of cereal.
Yeah, you can put a whole box of cereal in that thing. Those things and they're beautiful. The colors are beautiful. So, but I mean, again, just going back a little bit, and just how much Baskets and Beads has grown from just a handful of women, and it's expanded so much. You're connecting with other regions within Africa. Again, it's not just women now there are men that are involved in the movement as well. And in addition to that, because I know you've talked about it, but it's always, in my opinion, worth sharing again, and that is like when you first came into the lives of these women, they had no identity, right? You talked about how they had no birth certificates, many of them. They have no identification, nothing. So everything's been stripped from them. And yet through what you've been able to help them accomplish is finding their identity, having a sense of, being independent and community, which has been huge. And even further than that, all those things are very, 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 very important, but you have taught them negotiation skills and how, like, management of their funds. And
table banking. We do during table banking, teaching them that.
That's huge, Eldana.
And then we got our nonprofit here, but now we have an NGO in Kenya, which took a year to get.
Okay, explain to some of us, because even I am not fully aware. Explain to us what that is. What is NGO?
An NGO it's a non-government organization. It's the same thing as a nonprofit here. It's just the version in Kenya.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
It took a good year for that to get approved, and it finally did. And so now that enables us to actually receive. I was looking on grants.gov, and there's some grants that we can get because we have an NGO in Kenya.
That's so awesome.
And some of them are food related, which now that we're doing farming, this would really, I would just get a chance thinking about that. This would just really give more women an opportunity to have a good life. I'm getting emotional.
So while she composes herself a little bit here, you guys, something in my spirit just dropped in me, and I want to do a call to action and say to some of you, because you never know who's going to listen to these segments, but if you are very savvy and familiar with grant writing and that kind of thing, it sounds like you can use assistance with that, someone who could come alongside you and help you to acquire these grants, because you said having an NGO, right? correct?
Yeah.
Is that what I hear you saying?
Yeah.
That you can apply for these things, correct? These grants that would help you.
Yeah, I
with-
was looking. I haven't really read the whole thing. I was looking at grants specifically for Kenya, and USAID has some food type grants for
Okay.
organizations that are. That's why I got emotional,
Yes.
because I can just see it. It just we have 2 little acres, and it's going to feed a lot of people, and it's going to help a lot of people earn income, and expanding that to help feed more people, because the whole food thing in Kenya is such a crisis, especially now. They've had problems with not enough rain, and then there's some places that had too much rain and the crops basically were drowned.
Oh,
so
man.
so
Okay.
the food prices have gone sky high. So we're giving, there's 15 women that are working the fields. So, and then there's some help that's helping as well. So those women are going to get some opportunities, and then they'll have food for themselves. And the Kipsongo ladies will have opportunities, and then, resell and reinvest,
Right.
and possibly expand and have even more food available. The whole thing about empowering women, educating children, it's also feeding, because it's true when you hear, you see some of those commercials that are meant to tug at your heartstrings, but it's definitely true that there is a lot of problems with people not being able to eat,
Right.
and not being able to afford to buy food, and there's no government help there. So if we can grow food for people to be able to have nutrition, to be able to feed their kids, and then
Right.
provide income that way, which is part of what selling the products does. It provides income for the ladies who make the products,
Right.
which in turn they can buy food and send their kids to school and not have to struggle so hard to make ends meet.
Well, even with the finances that they've been given, I mean, that's why they're able to grow even the crops on it's Mount Elgon, correct? Because it takes finances to purchase the seeds as well, right?
Right.
In order
To
grow the
seeds,
crops.
and then we
All of
ended
that.
up getting some irrigation because we weren't sure about the rain, and then fertilizer and all that, and then tools and all that. And then we have somebody who's helping us do that. And it's just awesome. So what I was saying about going up there for the conference, we're going to go up there 2 days, but Pastor Hezron's like, you need to stay 3 days. It's beautiful
They
up
want to
there.
extend you there.
There's
huh?
a national park up there, so we'll stay at the accommodation at the national park. So it's beautiful up there. It is green, it's lush, the air is fresh. It is amazing up there. And we ended up, because we had so many women, having our conference on the side of a mountain. And I'm thinking that all those women went back and told their friends. I think we'll probably have more women this time.
I'm sure you are going to have way more women. I mean, based on some of the video footage you've shown me, and also photos and stuff like that. But I think that, yeah, you're going to have definitely an even greater turnout because of the results and the impact that it made when you were there the last time. So, this thing just keeps growing and growing and growing. And, with that being said, with the growth of it though, too, like if you're watching the segment at any given time and it's pulling on your heart as well to somehow contribute and donate towards this great cause with baskets and beads, feel free to reach out to Aldana. There's many ways to get a hold of you, right?
I'm going to put the...
So she's going to go ahead and add it right now into the verbiage on the bottom there, so you guys could see basically the form of contact and how you can get a hold of Aldana to, to inquire, hey, Aldana, I do this and I would love to help out in some way. I would like to, offer support and donate something of, like, it could be your service. It could be something that you do even within your own business, something that you can offer and say, hey, listen, I want to donate this to your cause and I want to help in this way. It might be, something that you're qualified to do. Again, like I mentioned, having someone who is a well-polished grant writer, someone who can come in and say, Aldana, I want to help you. I want to assist you. I want to write these grants for you and help you so that you could submit them so that you can acquire, these grants, because obviously it would be much appreciated. It's obviously needed. And it's going towards a very great cause, and it's not going to go to waste by any means. You need to know that these lives are being impacted. I mean, you've done, even up to this point now, Aldana, you've done an incredible job, how you've just persevered through quite a bit to get to this point now. But of course, as we continue to grow it bigger and stronger and wider and deeper, you know, it's going to need more support and more help. And so that's where you and I come in, you guys.
So what you see up on the screen now and on Instagram, if you go to the link tree, it'll say, if you go to the link tree on Baskets and Beads, it'll say Mission Kenya Fundraiser, I think, or Give Send Go fundraiser. It's givesendgo.com/Mission Kenya. This is a specific fundraiser for the trip and everything we're doing. It describes everything we're doing in there, what all the funds are going to cover. I have one group who's actually raising funds for underwear and for the women and kids.
Right.
Every year I get them underwear when I go. I mean, if you're a woman, you know what it's like to have nice new underwear, and they don't have washing machines. They wash their stuff by hand.
Right.
So they get excited to get underwear. And the kids grow, and this is just an expense. It's just kind of my gift to them every time I go, and they get excited about it. But now we have more women. So I have one organization, actually a veteran sister who's going to college, and she's got her group who are raising the money to cover the purchase of the underwear. Yeah. So if you have a group and you'd like to get together as a group and raise funds for a specific thing, for instance, our medical clinic, probably be about $1,500 for the medical clinic, because it's the medications for all the women and children. We'll have a mobile medical clinic up in Mount Elgon, but then there's also the fees for the doctor and the people that are going to administer. We have to pay them, and then the transportation up there as well. So that will help with that. There are some people who wanted to go that are actually in the medical field, and that would be a great thing for you to get involved in. But if you can't go to Kenya, you can get involved that way. Get your group together, raise some funds. Maybe you can't raise the whole 1,500, but you can say, oh, 750 is going to this. Or you want to raise money for the food packs, or you want to raise money for the school fees or for the farming costs, or any of that. Your specific funds would go to that specific thing. We had one lady one year that most of the ladies live in mud huts, and they're really sturdy until a big flood comes and sweeps them away. And one lady, Faustine, her kids were not in the house. It was raining and really heavy rain. And something in her spirit told her to step outside. As soon as she stepped out, her whole house washed away.
Wow.
Yeah. And we had somebody who donated to build her house, and then somebody else donated to put the things in it, like the mattresses, and get her, because she lost everything. They lost it. Just a big flood came through, knocked the house down, and washed everything away. So she had nothing but the clothes on her back and had to replace everything. So we put together a 2-room mud hut. Actually, there's video of it on the Baskets and Beads channel. It goes way back, because it was before COVID, I think. And so we built her a 2-room hut. And then we provided things like the mattresses for them to sleep on, and cooking supplies, and some food packs and that. Yeah. So we do things like that all the time. And if you'd like to do a specific fundraiser with your group for a specific thing, get in touch with me, and then I'll set that aside for you and be like, oh, okay, this group is going to be doing this. So I'm raising $20,000. I haven't put it all up. I'm close to 1,000. Got a long way to go. So if you're a part of a Rotary Club or another group that would donate us an amount of money, that would be great. I have to reach out to a couple of groups that I know to see if they would like to take on a portion, like either the school fees. School fees are expensive. We've got 7 kids that we're covering school fees for, and that's like, gosh, $3,000, and it's ridiculous. I can't even. It would be expensive to pay the school fees that they're charging here for some people.
Right.
And I don't understand.
And the thing about the schools that they go to, of course, I mean, like, there's very strict rules regarding their schooling. Like, I mean, when they go to school, correct? I mean, like, they can't go to school without a uniform.
Right. Well, there's somebody waiting at the gate.
Okay.
On the first day of school. Uniforms. you don't have this many composition books. I tell them, go,
Wow.
oh, your school fees aren't paid. You have until X day to pay the school fees. Go.
Right.
Yeah. And there's no help for that. There's no government help for that. So, and sometimes being in school, that may be the ability to get a meal or two for the child for the day.
Right.
So, and then obviously to learn, like I've talked about him so many times, Aloys, he's got an engineer's brain,
mind,
you know,
yes.
and he's interested in robotics. And he's in his sophomore year of high school. Their school is year round and it goes from January to December. So like we get out in a few months, they're going all the way through. They have breaks in between, but they're a year long school. So, and it goes till the end of December. So it's a year long starting in January. So they have just started, and we need help for the whole year for them. One of the things we want to do with the ladies is to get them a place to rent so they can, and maybe get them some contracts to make some school uniforms, our tailoring group. So that's a dream we have for them.
Absolutely. You know, the thing that I love, even with communicating with you, Aldana, is that you guys you're being solution oriented. You're coming up with ways to like, hey, this is a win-win situation. You know, what we need to, you know, because you're a woman of prayer as well, is what we need to pray is that as you're presenting these ideas and these concepts to the people who make those types of decisions that can either pass something, say yes to it, or they deny it, we need to pray that God would soften their hearts, because you're coming with real like solutions.
Right.
The question is, the people who can make the decisions, are they willing to say, yes, let's do this then? You know, I mean, like, you know, you're coming with real like, okay, here's a problem, but here's how we can fix it.
Right.
It's not that difficult, people, but you know what? The people that are in position to make those changes happen, you know, we need to believe that there's going to be a shift and a change within their hearts to say yes to these things.
And I would say if you're local or not, because I can speak on Zoom. If you'd like me to come speak to your group, I have a presentation I can do. I can do a faith-based presentation or just a regular story presentation. I have a presentation about the ladies and about what Baskets and Beads is doing and our needs. So I'm happy to, if you're local, I'm happy to come to your group or meeting and share with them, bring some products for sale. Or if you are not local, I'm happy to do it on Zoom. I've done that for several groups. They have me.
And you do that even now too.
Right.
You know, and I've had the opportunity to, you know, go with you, you know, on a few occasions already where you've done a presentation. And so that's been also wonderful to see and for you to share. You know, Aldana is extremely polished at what she does as a spokeswoman, I should say. And so I know that that would be a wonderful opportunity for her. So again, if you have the ability, if you have a platform of some sort that you can share with Aldana so that she can also get the word out there regarding Baskets and Beads, because that's also another way that you can show support to this movement is opening up your platform and sharing a moment with Aldana and allowing her to be able to share the story and this great cause and how it even started and why, you know what I mean, where it stems from, you know, and of course from the beginnings of when it started to now the growth and the development and where it is at now. We can all pull together. You know, we have creative minds. We can figure this one out, you guys. And we're calling on you as well. We're calling on, yes, you, that the person who's watching right now, we're calling on you to take a little action and to help us with what's happening with Baskets and Beads. Take some time to kind of marinate and sit with it for a little bit and ask yourself the question, how can I be of service? How can I help this movement? It might simply just be you clicking that button on your phone or on your computer right now to share this live segment with your contacts, with the people that follow you on your Facebook, on your Instagram, or wherever it is that you're watching from. It might be as simply as you just clicking a button. For others, you have other greater opportunities or other things that you can bring to the table and how you can be a blessing to what is happening with Baskets and Beads.
Oh, I should put this in the comments.
And she's gonna add some information here. As you can tell, you guys, we are handling everything from lighting to audio to the cameras right now. But of course, we anticipate that at some point that even this production is going to grow to where we'll have others involved with it that can assist us on our Thursdays Baskets and Beads live segments. So we're just going to acknowledge everybody that's been watching, say hello to you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for chiming in and spending a few moments with
Okay,
us.
I think that's right. So there's I'm sharing that in the comments, givesendgo.com. So you can just click on that.
So just a quick recap real quick. There's a couple of things that we did talk about today. We talked about, of course, the studio space that we are sitting in right now and how it's grown or how it's already taken shape. We've talked about the grand opening. The date of that is
April 16th.
From what time to what time?
2 to 6 p.m.
There you go. And that is on a Sunday. And we also talked about the fundraising trip as Aldana prepares to head out once again to Africa. She's going again, people. You've gone pretty much every year except for...
No, I've gone every,
even for the year of COVID?
Yes. So I came back from Kenya.
Okay.
Like the end of February 2020.
Oh, okay. So
and COVID lockdown started like 2 weeks later.
Oh, okay.
And I could have gotten stuck in Kenya, which might not have been a bad thing. I don't know, that would have, but would have been there. I probably would be speaking fluent Swahili by now.
By now, right?
But then I went again in May 2021. So it was just barely past a year. And it was weird going because it was still
Wow.
wonky. Travel was wonky. Like I remember going into the airport, going into LAX, and all the airport, all the lounges, all the airline lounges were closed, like the Delta Lounge. And the American Express Lounge was open, but you could only go in there to get a box lunch. And then almost all of the stores in the international terminal at LAX were closed. There was like, I think 2 open, like a duty free and then a place where you could get water or food or something. But most all the stores were open. It was really eerie. You had to wear a mask and everywhere, and that was hard, shuffling suitcase stuff. And they took your temperature in order to get into Kenya. So I had to fill out all this extra paperwork, and I had to have COVID test, and I had to fill out this health form, and I had to have this QR code in addition to my visa. So it's like when I got there, it's like, here's this, beep, here's the temperature, here's this paper, this paper, okay, here's the visa. And
a lot.
Yeah. So that was it's back to normal now. This past year when I went, or 2022, it was normal, but that was very odd. And the thing, I stopped over in Amsterdam and got a Yotel in airport hotel. It's like, although when I was on the plane, when I was sleeping, I kind of tucked it here so I could breathe, because it was silly. Okay, take this down and you can eat, and then put it back up. Yeah. Like, okay.
So she's getting ready to take another trip. You leave. What is the date that you're?
So I'm leaving out. I'm leaving May 24th. Again, if anybody wants to go and join on the trip, you would arrive by May 28th.
Okay.
And so I'm there to get things
started
and ready, and then we head to Kitale on the 28th or 29th, I forget. But depending on what people, I think we head there the morning of the 29th.
Nice.
And then proceed to do all of our stuff. So
awesome.
Would love for you to join us. Would love for you to help with the fundraiser if you can't go. Like I'm going to start reaching out to people. It's about that time. So you're going to be getting a little note from me. Hey, and I'm going to ask for a $20 donation. If you can donate more, that's great. If you can donate less, that's great. If you can donate $20, that's great. If you can't, that's great. But I'm going to ask. You have to ask for exactly what you want. That's a think like a negotiator strategy. So I'm going to be asking because I can't do this alone. And I'm grateful to all the people in the past who have helped fund this. I'm hoping one day soon to get some bigger sponsors and some grants, and where I don't have to be bootstrapping like I am and raising funds the hard way. So I'd appreciate any help and support you can give. And I look forward to those of you who will be able to come visit the new digs here on April 16th.
16th.
Right? 16th.
Yes,
Yeah,
16th,
the
you
day
guys.
after tax day.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of conversation today, you guys, but it was really important for us to kind of go over a lot of things. Again, as Eldana gets ready and prepared to head out to Africa again, she'll get this opportunity to be with the women, and hopefully we'll be able to coordinate something while you're on your trip. Well, I'll be here, grounded here at what should we call this? Is this Central One? What are we going to call this while you're away in Africa?
Like, oh, this is this is the command post.
Yeah, there you go. So I'll be here at the command post holding things down here while she's in Africa. And somehow, in some way, we're going to find ways to communicate with one another.
I'll be downrange in the deployed location.
There you go. She'll be and there you go. Location for sure. Definitely hanging out with the zebras and the giraffes and whatever else you're going to be around while you're there too, right? But yeah, we'll figure out a way so that we can get communications going with Eldana, because I would love to chime in with her, but also share with you guys as well when what her trip is looking like, some of the things that are taking place over there in Africa. We really want to stay connected with her while she's there in Africa doing the work that she is doing and sharing, from this end as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. And I think that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
And how do we sign off? Because it's something you say in Swahili, right?
Nakupenda, which is love. I love you.
Okay. So is that what we're going to do today?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
All right, everybody. Nakupenda.
Nakupenda, everybody. All right, you guys. So I decided to go live on my Instagram here because I wanted to share with you guys a little bit